You know you need to be creative to be an entrepreneur. There's lots of problems to solve and things to overcome. However, have you thought about how a lack of creativity and compassion could truly be holding you back from reaching your fullest potential? In this episode, we are going to go through a lot of recalibration techniques that will help you recenter your compassion and creativity, plus have another one of our purpose and power guided meditations. All right, let's go.
Welcome to the Flourishing Entrepreneur Podcast with Alea Harris. This is the place where you and your fellow empire-building entrepreneurs come to vanquish the burnout monster and boost your glow and cash flow with energy alignment techniques and tried and true marketing strategies. Since seven figures won't get itself, hit that subscribe button and never miss out on your chance to skyrocket profits, tap into your intuition, and manifest your dreams. And now, your host, Powerhouse Story Brand Certified Guide, award-winning marketer, bioenergetic business coach, and Japanese whiskey lover, Alea Harris.
Compassion and creativity are your emotional identity and the way that you communicate that emotional identity to the world. They allow you to bring grace and creativity and compassion to yourself and to other people by when you're in touch and in centered with yourself. As an entrepreneur, you need to live and breathe creativity because creativity causes movement. And without movement and growth, your business will remain stagnant and you'll never be able to truly say, hey, I've done something I am proud of. I brought my whole self to this. I followed my intuition and I'm making it and doing it and allowing the spirit's force and my creative force to fully blossom inside of something that I manifested in this planet. So, creativity and rigidity don't work well together because if you're rigid or you're busy and you have subscribed to the addiction to busyness that many entrepreneurs do, you will not be able to be creative. You will be stuck. And unfortunately, that stuckness will make your team stuck, your ideas stuck, your business stuck, and your cash flow stuck. Plus, you'll feel a kind of lackluster motivation. You won't be able to approach life with that zeal and that energy that you would like to. When creativity and compassion are in alignment, you cope with day to day challenges with an even temperament because you know that right in your back pocket, whenever you need it, you have that creativity that you can tap into to navigate the ups and downs that inevitably come with entrepreneurship. You're not going to be overly sensitive to others or overanalyze their behavior and motivations because you know that you can stand true in who you are while relating to them with where they are. You'll meet sales goals, you'll be able to employ more easily, and you'll reduce the number of operational challenges that you experience. I want you to ask yourself, are you in alignment? Do you regularly feel joy and wellness? Do you find pleasure in even the small moments? Do you laugh and play with ease? Are you sexually fulfilled? That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Your sex life and your cash flow are linked together. Not like that, but you know what I mean. Do you have patience and compassion for yourself and others, or are you constantly judging yourself and the actions of everyone that's around you? So, if you're in alignment, that's how it feels. You have a brightness, a sense of energy and significance around you when you're expressing compassion and creativity. When you're misaligned, well, that's where we're on the other side there. That's when you're intolerant. You're intolerant of yourself, you're intolerant of others, you're intolerant of their behaviors. You're like, oh my goodness, do they have to breathe like that? Why? You're intolerant because you know that even the minor issues that you're experiencing, you aren't going to be able to creatively find a solution to, so you feel stuck. You're like an animal backed in a corner and you lash out at other people. You aren't making the decisions that are at the best interest of you or your business because you feel a lack of mobility, a lack of freedom, a lack of potential when compassion and creativity are blocked for you. You can also, on the flip side, be a little overly compassionate and you get walked all over. This is the doormat syndrome, right? Are not assertive enough. And instead of feeling like an animal backed in a corner, you feel like a doormat and you feel like roadkill, perhaps, if we continue with our animal analogy, right? Your self esteem suffers, and you soon find that your passion for your life and your business are waning. Now, this could be from an internal source or an external source where you're not in an environment that's conducive to you really, truly flourishing. If you're misaligned, you might even find pain in your lower back, sexual organs, or your abdomen. You might have some sexual dysfunction or unfulfilled desire. You have a fear of change, potentially depression and addiction. You are grouchy pants, you are irritable, and people don't want to be around you. If you're misaligned, you also might have a difficult time getting your creative juices flowing, getting in that flow. And above all, a lack of compassion and creativity leads to judgment, and judgment causes guilt, shame, blame, hurt, and allows you to get stuck in playing a victim. In the story of your life, the victim is the one who doesn't move forward. The victim is the one who exists just to make the hero in the story look good. So if you're lacking compassion and creativity and you feel misaligned in those areas because you identify with some of the things that I just said, then that probably means that you're also in a victim mode. Do you feel like everything's happening to you, that you can't just get ahead? You can't find a way out. You feel like people aren't demonstrating enough compassion to you, and then in turn, you don't demonstrate enough compassion to others. That, my friend, is a very, very difficult way to live and an impossible way to grow a business. My favorite mantra for helping to overcome a misalignment in compassion and creativity is to remind yourself that you are balanced, joyful, and creative. I am balanced, joyful, and creative. I am balanced, joyful, and creative. Say it with me. I am balanced, joyful, and creative. When you just remind yourself that that truly is who you are and you tap into that inner sense of yourself, amazing things can happen. So, if you repeat that to yourself today and throughout the next days and weeks, I have a feeling that if you are misaligned, some alignment will begin to happen. One of my favorite ways to recalibrate compassion and creativity is through freeform writing. So, in general, we've already talked about excavation and replenishment in another flourishing entrepreneur episode. Excavation is incredibly important when you talk about compassion and creativity because often the way that it works is that you're bogged down in energy that doesn't belong to you any longer. You might have created it, you might have allowed it to happen to you from an external source or an internal source, but there's information or energy that no longer serves you, that's weighing you down, that's shackling you down to your current fixed point and bringing you to a place of a lack of growth. So you need to cut ties, cut the shackles, and move forward. And in order to do that, freeform writing allows you to say some of the things that you haven't been wanting to say to yourself. Often, denial is the best and worst friend that we have. Denial allows us to move forward, but it allows us to move forward shackled. It allows us to move forward in pain. And denial is a protection mechanism. It says, well, that's not really happening. So I can put it over there in the corner and move forward about my daily life. The problem is that you move forward much more slowly. You move forward much more burdened than you could have otherwise. And a much better option is to release those burdens. So, freeform writing gives your subconscious a voice, that true piece of you that you allow to speak to you the words that you needed to hear and release the shackles that you needed to release. It allows you to say, hey, that denial is not serving you any longer. This is what really is happening, and you need to deal with it so that you can be free. You need to clear those exhausting burdens keeping you from letting your genius change the world. Freeform writing, however, is not that cute little thing you do in your little notebook. And you be like, oh, I'm going to use my sparkly notebook. It's going to be cute, cute. No, it's not that. It's different from journaling. It's something that you do that you can move forward without needing to really worry and judge your writing or the cute little journal, or because you're going to rip it up and you're not going to read it afterwards anyways. What you're going to do first is you're going to set an intention for clearing, and especially clearing compassion and creativity blockages even before you start writing. And the goal when you're writing is to keep your hand moving. You might not even have complete sentences. You might not even be writing legibly. You can even close your eyes, but the goal is to keep your hand moving. So you're going to sit down with that intention. I recommend you light a candle, but candle's optional, but candles are great to transmute some of that junk that's going to come up for you energetically. Then you're going to get a pen or pencil and some paper. Doesn't have to be fancy paper, could be scratch paper, because you're going to throw it away or burn it when you're done. Then you're going to simply allow a thought to come into your mind and transfer it to the pen. Now, this doesn't necessarily need to be deep thoughts. Like my first thing that I write down when I do freeform writing are not deep thoughts by Alea. No, it's like my leg itches. I don't know why I'm freeform writing right now. This lady named Alea told me to do that on some podcast that I listened to one day. Right? You don't have to judge the thoughts. Just allow the thoughts to come. The trick is that you might not finish a sentence before you move into the next thought and then you change. So don't withhold the thought like you normally do when you write in order to finish a sentence and move forward. You might go from we're going to go to the restaurant together, and you might, when you're writing the word together, you might get to TOGE, and then the next word or thought comes in, and you might write something else, and you might be writing help, and you might write HLP, might not even get the E in there, and then you write on to the next thing. The goal is to release and to not judge what is being released. When you are done and you feel complete, you're going to rip it up and burn it. You're going to let it go. Please be safe when burning it. Please do it safely. Watch your fingers, watch your eyebrows. But the point is that you're letting go of anything that comes out. When I do freeform writing, sometimes I just feel like, oh, okay, that's cool. It's whatevs. Feeling good, feeling a little bit better, feeling a little lighter. Sometimes I cry. Sometimes I kind of huff and puff because I feel like this anger coming out. Sometimes I feel intense pain in my back, and I'm like, ooh, that's where I'm holding this emotion. Let's keep writing. Let's keep writing it out. Sometimes I feel nauseous. And I've never actually thrown up with freeform writing, but I have felt really nauseous. Or sometimes I'll be like, oh, I have to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. Whatever happens for you, just let it happen, because that is your body's way of releasing what is happening to you. Again, one of my favorite quotes is from Caroline Myss, and it's about your biography becomes your biology. And right now you're releasing some of that biography, and so your biology might release some things as well. All of that is great. All of that is wonderful. All of that is safe. It's natural. It's perfect. And you're doing it right. Even if you don't feel anything, you're doing it right. The goal is just to keep going, to keep moving forward and releasing, because as you release those burdens, as you release those shackles, you'll start noticing little things. Like one day you're like, ooh, I kind of want to write this blog post about XYZ. Or, ooh, I kind of want to move in a different direction with my business. What could that look like? And maybe that dreaming that you haven't been doing because you felt so bogged down, or that experimenting that you haven't been doing because you felt afraid, maybe that minimizes and you begin to expand, right? You're starting to go into experimentation away from fear, towards love, towards light, away from some of those things that are holding you back, that's when you show up as your best self inside your business. So, freeform writing again, you set your intention, you get that pen and paper out, and you just start writing and letting your subconscious speak to you. You write until you're done, you rip it up, you burn it, you let it go, you move on. This is also a really great thing to do right before you're about to enter into a new cycle of your life, a new moon cycle, or even after you've gone through something really rough, something that you're grieving from, something that you haven't really processed yet, to allow yourself to process it out so that you're not holding it in and allowing that incorrect and heavy information to throw you off energetically. Clearing in general allows creativity to happen. Clearing leads to clarity. Clarity leads to profit because confusion is a profit killer. If you are not able to be clear in your business about what you want, what you do, who you are, you're going to write, copy, and interact with your clients in a way that really doesn't make any sense. It kind of just sounds like mumbo jumbo, or like it sounds like everybody else because you haven't been able to get into your special sauce yet. So, clearing is incredibly important. Freeform writing is a form of clearing. There are lots of ways to clear in addition to freeform writing. It could be you're saging your home or using Palo Santo. It could be that you're taking a bath in Epsom salt or rubbing your body with Epsom salt and rinsing it off in the shower if you don't have a bathtub. One of my favorite things to do is throughout the day, I like to clear, disengage, and disconnect from the world that is around me and from some of the energy that might be heavy. So I take my right hand, I place it over my forehead, and I say it silently or out loud as I move my hand down the bridge of my nose and up, clear, disengage, and disconnect for the through the light for the highest good. And these words declare my intention to separate from the negativity and come back into the comfort of my own energy field. And inside my own energy field, that's when creativity can happen. That's when compassion can happen. That's when I know that the emotions that I'm experiencing are truly mine. And I can come from that place of, okay, I know who I am. And now I can be here for you and who you are. At the end of the day, it's all about being balanced, joyful, and creative by tapping into that creative place, releasing those burdens, excavating the the heaviness and the energy that is weighing you back so that you can show up as that visionary leader of your business. You can build that empire that you sit and you dream about rather than just continuing to sit with it. Because unfortunately, empires don't build themselves. And if you're not the creative force behind your empire, who is? Who are you expecting to show up and come up with all of these bright ideas while you are exhausted in the corner, while you are denying some of the trauma, while you are pretending that you are not hurt or overwhelmed or that you need help? While all of that is happening, who are you expecting to do it for you? Hmm? I have a little bit of a spoiler alert for you. No one else is going to do it for you. So it needs to be you, and you need to be the one to show up to build your empire. And the way to do that is to make sure that you are aligned with your compassion and creativity. If you want some more recalibration strategies for compassion and creativity and the other 6 abundance keys, make sure you go to flourishmarketing.co/recalibrate to download our recalibration guide. That guide includes recalibration strategies, deep dive resources, mantras, and journal prompts to allow you to move forward with yourself and your business so that you can flourish in business and in life. Again, that's flourishmarketing.co/recalibrate. All right, now that you know how to recalibrate, let's do a little bit of recalibration together in today's purpose and power meditation, all about compassion and creativity. Let's go. Okay, as we get started with today's purpose and power meditation, I need you to get comfortable. Put both feet on the ground if you're sitting up. Get into a relaxed and comfortable place, but still be alert so you're not falling asleep and missing out on all of the juiciness inside this purpose and power meditation. I want you to close your eyes, and together we ask for the light, the highest, purest form of light, to surround, fill, and protect us for the highest good. And as we're sitting here feeling perfectly comfortable and perfectly safe, you sit, and I want you to draw your attention to the space right underneath your navel, right underneath your belly button. You don't have to physically look there with your eyes. I want you to look there inwardly. And in fact, I kind of want you to take an elevator down there. Imagine that you're slowly going down in an elevator down from your top of your head, and you're dipping down into your throat. And as you get into your throat, the colors start to change in this little elevator. They go from blue down. As you get closer to your heart, they change to a beautiful emerald green that fills you with a sense of love and warmth. And as you go down from your heart center and you get right in your solar plexus area and your rib diaphragm area, the emerald green turns into the beautiful yellow of the sunshine. And that yellow sunshine color, as the elevator goes down, turns into an orange, this bright, beautiful, sun-kissed orange, this vibrancy that only comes from oranges that you drink, and maybe the vibrant color of creativity that surrounds you. And that is when you have officially landed right underneath your navel in your elevator. Now, this elevator is going to be kind of small, right? So imagine that when you step out of this elevator, you're standing in that space inside of yourself, right underneath your belly button, and you look around, and the room that you're in is the color of the sunset, the color of orange sherbet, the color that evokes a sense of joy and warmth and possibility within you. As you look around, you feel that the air around you is a little bit electric. You can feel kind of sparkles walking around, and you can see it in the air floating around, that there's something here. You feel alone in this place, not lonely, but alone, but there's something here. There's some potential here to create. So you reach your hands out and you touch the air around you, and actually you kind of scoop it because it has form. It kind of has a cloud-like texture, and you kind of whips around like orange sherbet, and it glistens like cotton candy as you kind of whip your arms around, and you realize that you can do whatever you want to in here. So, leveraging, the snowman creating skills you had as a kid, or maybe the drawing skills that you had, or maybe the skills that you're just realizing right now to create and tap in, you move your arms in kind of a fluid motion until you create in front of you a very, very lifelike version of yourself. And what I want you to do is, this lifelike version of you is completely naked. This version of you is the you that's not only naked of clothes, but naked of pretense, naked of judgment, naked of expectations, and naked of the word that holds most of us back: should. All the things that you should do, you're supposed to do, it should look like, that shouldn't look like. This version of you is completely pure. The makeup of this version of you is created of potential, not of the past And the hurt's there, not of the future and what you think it should look like, but of the complete present moment where all potential lies. In this present moment, you look at this present pure version of yourself and you ask them a question. What is it that you, in the deep down trenches of your being, want to bring to this world? What is it that you, in the deep down trenches of your being, want to bring into this world? Then you sit and you listen. And the answer might come to you in words. The answer might come to you in imagery. The answer might come to you with that answer that you already knew, but were afraid to say out loud to yourself. What is it that you want to bring into this world? Is it a business? Is it an idea? Is it a human being? Is it a feeling? Is it a space? Is it something that no one has conceived before? Or something that exists but you want to do it your way with your secret sauce? What is it that if you were talking to yourself without judgment, without pretense, without any type of shoulds, living here right now in this moment, what is it that you would bring into this world? What would you create? Now that you have your answer, I want you to look over to the right. And it's amazing when clarity happens, how creation follows. Throughout this mist, this orange sherbet sunset fog, you start to see an image of that come to life, come to pass, happening in this inner creative space within you. It's like a rumble of thunder and electricity. Those little sparkles that were once in the air have turned into electrifying, just lightning strikes and thunderbolts and rolling. There's action. It's terrifying and exhilarating and amazing all at the same time. And you're looking at it begin to take shape and create, and you feel proud of this creative moment. You feel excited by the creation that's happening within you, all because you decided to ask the question, and all because you decided to set an intention for the creation. As this creative process is rolling and it's destructive and constructive and restructive, and it's reorganizing and reshaping ideas and thoughts and people and things and all of the passion that's within you to create this thing that you wanted to bring into the world, you look at it, it is done. What does it look like? Are you surprised at the grandeur of it? Are you surprised at the simplicity of it? Are you surprised that it was that easy to create? Are you surprised by your ability to create when you allow yourself the freedom to do so? Even if it's not in its full form, you now know that it's there living in you, continuing to grow and shape and move. And all it needs to do is to move out of that place right underneath your belly button. Up and out of your body. So you take it, you look at it, you take a miniature version and hold it in your hand. And then you put your hands with that miniature version and put it into your heart. And you hold it there. And it's time to get back in that elevator, allowing that electricity and that force and that version of you that is unburdened and unshackled to live there and continue the creative process. As you get back into your elevator and you move up Still with your hand on your heart, you move back from the orange sherbet into the yellow sunshine, that glow of that sunshine that's moving up into your solar plexus. And then you move up the elevator, up, 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 up into the green emerald of your heart center. Then you move up, 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 up into the blue that is around your throat and that throat center. And here you pause. Because here is where you learn to communicate the idea. While there's other floors above, this is the floor that you know you have to get off on to bring that creativity out into the world, to communicate clearly the thing that you need to bring forth. So here's where you get off of your elevator, in that throat place, in that communication place. Holding on to that creative idea and that concept that only you have because it came from within inside of you, that electricity, that creative juice that only you have inside of you. As you take your hand from your heart and you move it back down to your legs, and you hold that idea within inside your heart, I want you to open up your eyes now and join me back here, physically in this world, in this reality outside of your body. Now that idea that you thought of, now's the time to go write it down. Now's the time to go make it a reality and to clearly articulate what it is that you need to articulate to bring it forth into this reality. Don't let all of that thunder and lightning and creativity go to waste. Make it real. This is how empires are built. This is how empires get started, from one creative juice moment, from one rumbling right underneath your belly button. This is how you move forward and tap into your potential, tap into your compassion, stand in your trueness, your authenticity of who you are, and begin to explore everything that is the beauty and glory of you.
This episode is brought to you by Bioenergetic Business Coaching by Flourish Marketing. Do you wake up feeling tired? You can't build your empire if you're cranky and exhausted. If you're fed up with fighting a losing battle against the burnout monster, it's time to fix the root causes of your issues and get aligned. Turn up the wattage on your glow and cash flow with effective business strategies. Bioenergetic Business Coaching is for growth-getting entrepreneurs who know they need to make a change to see better results and reach their goals. If you want to unblock your energy and unleash abundance, head to www.flourishmarketing.co/coaching to become a client. Now's your chance to step into the role of CEO, Chief Energy Officer, and flourish in business and life. Go to www.flourishmarketing.co/coaching to get started.
Thank you so much for joining me for this Purpose and Power guided meditation episode. I hope that it helped you not only clear creativity blockages, but tap into your creativity so that you can bring forth something amazing. Go to the Flourishing Entrepreneur or Flourishing Entrepreneur on Instagram and send me a DM. What are you going to create? Send me an email at podcast@flourishmarketing.co and let us know, what is it that you are going to bring forth into this world based on your inner creativity that only you can tap into. If, again, you want to get some more help with that recalibration, make sure you go to flourishmarketing.co/recalibrate and download our recalibration guide. All right, that's it for this episode. I am Alea Harris, your host, sending you away with lots of love, light, and abundance. Bye for now.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Flourishing Entrepreneur Podcast with Alea Harris. Dive into the show notes at www.flourishmarketing.co/podcast and connect with Alea at Flourishing Entrepreneur on Instagram. Vibing with what you hear? Leave a 5-star review to spread the love, and be sure to click subscribe. From the entire Flourish marketing team, we wish you love, light, and abundance. See you next time.